Like, unless you're trying to make a level that's like a popular genre of Mario Maker level, like speedrun, Team Shell, it's like you're basically not getting plays on your stuff. Unless you like go hang out with people, like on Twitch, for example. Anyway, doesn't seem to matter who we are. We're all stuck on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. Alright, this is a 1.11% clear rate course. Has over 40 clears. It's from 2023. It's SMB3 style. It has 14 comments. Clear check time is 96 seconds, surpassed by a world record of 84 seconds. This course has been cleared by a pretty large number of people. Well, that's interesting. This guy didn't give it a like. I don't know if he like forgets to like levels or if he just casually just decides not to like them or whatever, but it's interesting. I feel like he's probably casually decided not to like my stuff in any case. He reminds me a little bit of, what's his name? Polaris or whatever. His name on Mario Maker was originally like Andrew or Andrew something, but he ended up changing that for some reason. I guess he wanted it to look more like his Twitch username. That guy was, well, although he looks like Gal's spouse or whatever the heck his name is, because they're both like kind of big and have black hair. I don't see that too often. A lot of the really big guys tend to have brown hair. But anyway. Well, fat people, like, demographics doesn't really discriminate. It seems to, like, accept people from all hair colors. Anyways, but, yeah, those two people, mainly for those characteristics, remind me of each other. I mean, the skin color is pretty similar, too. It's not just the hair color, you know what I mean? But anyway, whatever. But Andrew, he got the first clear on my very first upload. But, I mean, he did it as a streamer. But not as a random player, you know what I mean? I was expecting, when I got Super Mario Maker 2, I was like, a random player is going to get the first clear on my first course. Like, I was pretty confident of that, and then it didn't turn out to be the case. And ever since then, I was like, well, I guess this is our life now, going to Twitch and hanging out in people's channels to watch them to play them. Because it's like, I don't know, it's like the average Mario Maker player, like, has no interest in courses that just are not, like, stereotypical, I guess you could say. Like, if you're any kind of an independent maker at all, if you have a mind of your own, you don't just, like, copycat, like, the people that are super popular, the greater majority of Mario Maker players just don't care about your courses. That's the sad reality of the situation. So we want to jump on the donut blocks at a relatively specific timing. If you jump on them, okay, on this jump it's actually not that tough. But the first donut block jump if you're not high enough, you're gonna miss the jump. For sure. So that's something to watch out for. There we go. Man, the comment is getting pretty disruptive. Oh. The comments are like really unnerving me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn them off. I wonder what Summer is streaming right now. I mean, she never streams Mario Maker, but I'm just curious. I'm just take a quick peek. Anyway, okay. She is streaming the game that I follow her for, but I don't really have my headphones untangled from the other cords right now, so I wouldn't be able to hear her even if I tried to tune in, so I'm not gonna bother. No. Is there another donut block thing here? I don't see one. Do we have to jump up here? What's that? You see a thwomp on an arrow gate. Okay, we just do tail flapping, or whatever you want to call it. Get across to the pipe. Okay. Pretty simple so far. Not a whole lot to do in the course yet. Oh! Okay, we got lava rising in zone 2. Okay. Some sort of like escape sequence, I'm guessing, is the mood right now, or whatever you want to call it. Presentation. Dude, I can't get over how cringy these characters look when they're crouching in SMP3. Is that... There's not that many people with a white and blue green or channel icon. For a moment I was thinking that might have been iLuvHatred streaming, but it's not. It's just a Final Fantasy gamer or RPG gamer or whatever. I don't know. I feel like lately he just mostly streams like Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, so I don't really care about his stream if he's streaming that at all. But anyway. I kind of started watching him because he was streaming Lightning Returns. He's a pretty interesting guy. He's a lot older than I am, I think. I'm not sure how much older he is than me, but if I had to guess, I'd say at least 20 years older than me. He makes me look like a teenager, I guess you could say. Well, I probably already look like a teenager to a lot of people, but anyway. I'm older than people think I am, that's for sure. I love how this level just lets us throw bombs at Hammer Bros. Like, what did they do to deserve that, anyways? Speaking of which, what's your opinion on Hammer Bros? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? None of those things, maybe even? Feel free to share your opinion in the chat. Oh. Why do I keep doing that? Okay, we have 3 hit points. probably don't need to fly, but we do need to not die to the lava. Remember that lava's coming, and respond accordingly. I think I saw a streamer playing this level. I don't remember when it was. But at the time, I really wasn't paying very much attention. I think I might have been Foxy or something. I'm not sure. Speaking of which, Foxy got the second clear on my easiest show delivery course. I wasn't 100% sure he was gonna get the clear on it, but I had a pretty good feeling he probably would, but I also wasn't sure he was gonna beat it as quickly as he did. Actually, compared to the guy that actually got to the first clear on the new version of the course, he cleared it very quickly. In fact, I would say he even cleared it faster than the guy that got the first clear on the first version of the course. And yet, for all that expert gaming skill that he exhibited, you know, at least during that easy course, unfortunately, neither him nor the other first clear people, like, actually bothered with, like, the boss fight stuff. Or whatever, so anyway. Oops. Hidden block. Panic room time, I guess. Wow! Oh. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm sure that was not what I wanted to do. What did I just do? First time chatter, welcome on in. What is that username? It's so... Thebe Stone? Okay, what did I just do? Oh, I don't know how I did that. That's so terrible. I, like, turned right for no apparent reason, I guess? Oops. Whoops. Ooh, just barely made it. Well, terrible jump. Terrible jump. So I was thinking about going through some of my levels and leaving some comments on some of them, because they're definitely missing some comments. Maybe we could postpone this and start working on that. We'll hold off on liking it for now until I see more of the course. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my accounts. Switch over to my WinFlag account because I need to leave comments over there. Unfortunately, we didn't get very far because the lava's trying to kill us. I'm so bad at waiting for this. The ramen coworker is criticizing you a lot. Is he or she? What kind of person is that person? Is it like your boss, or like maybe it's your senpai or something? Like, so hold up. Are you saying you previously worked at a ramen restaurant and now at that very same one you're working there again? That's interesting because it seems like you've got experience. Why would people criticizing you? Hmm. I don't know, maybe you are making mistakes, I don't know. It's just hard for you to deal with the criticism, maybe? I'm not really sure what the issue is exactly. Ugh. Oh my... I think it helps to have us, you know, improve the way we do things sometimes. Like, just settling for minimum effort might not be the best, right? In general, in life. Sometimes it can be a real big bother to do things with like the same amount of effort that somebody would want us to do. Sometimes maybe what they want us to do is indeed unreasonable, and other times it's not. I suppose you could, you know, if you do think they're being unreasonable, you could try explaining the situation to people and seeing if they agree with you or not. And if so, then they can just sort of like accept, you know, your position versus your co-worker's position. You know, if you just ignore the situation instead of you know, trying to let people know what's going on, like, then I guess what could happen is, like, the boss might ask you or him about the other person. Well, like, if they prefer you or the other person, then you could potentially end up getting that guy fired, or that guy could end up getting you fired, or whatever, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, like, certainly if they take whoever's word for the situation that, you know, they like that person's work more than the other person's work, like, they might ask you something like, do you like working with that person or whatever? And then, like, the person can say, like, yes or no or whatever. So then they might look to get a new hire, you know, to replace the bonus person, I guess you could say. Because, like, maybe they only want to keep on the one person and, you know, try to increase productivity, so they might appreciate one, or not necessarily productivity, but it could be productivity, but whatever it is, they're trying to, like, improve the quality of the work somehow, so... Like, the best thing you can do if you're facing criticism at work in general is to just basically, you know, just make sure you're quality of work is as good as you can give to your employers, and just go from there, you know? Like I'm hearing things. Might just be my ear being weird. He tells us we don't move quickly enough and stuff like that, even though he talks the whole shit. And the other managers all side with him, so I have to ignore it. Nice. Couldn't get a transfer with Target since I apparently lost a scanner device in the Target and got written up for it. Oh, huh. Well, you used the word tells us that we don't move quickly enough, so I guess it's not just a you thing. Like, what I mean to say is, maybe his, like, standard of employee quality is not being met, which that could just be them memeing or something, but maybe they're not. But maybe they're just like trying to get you angry, or just like, you know, you and the other people that they're saying are too slow or whatever. They're trying to like get you guys to like improve your performance or something, and I think that that's the way to do it, is to say that you're going too slow or whatever. They want you to go faster, which that, I mean, depending on where you work, maybe his criticism is unfounded. Like, maybe you actually need to make the time to do it right. Because, like, if you do stuff right the first time, you don't have to do it again, right? It's kind of like one thing I told people, like, sometimes if you go to, like, new courses, for example, if you try to do speedruns in Mario Maker 2, you want to get the course done fast, but if you try too hard to do it fast, then you're gonna make a mistake, and then you have to do it all over again. And then you could end up losing the speedrun race, you know, of like getting the first clear. So I've done that quite a bit, where I'll notice I die a lot and I don't get the first clear because of that. But if I can manage not to die, then it's a lot more likely that I'll get a first clear on a lot of these levels, you know, unless it's like a really easy one. So, I mean, work is somewhat, like, it doesn't matter what the context is. Like, if you try to go faster than you are capable of, you're gonna make a mistake, and then that's a waste, right? You could waste the product or whatever, or waste time trying to fix the product. So, even though you might be getting criticized for going slow, there might be value in you going slow, but also just like, maybe you can just tell him to be patient with you and give you more time to be faster. This is as fast as you can possibly go, or something like that. You might be able to tell him, and maybe he'll be okay with that response. I don't know. I don't really know too much about him, but you know, sometimes people just want you to tell them, you know what, you're right, and I'll try to do better, even if they are wrong. You don't necessarily have to tell them they're right, I guess, either, I suppose, but if you do think that they are right, then you should tell them, I suppose. Anyways, you could also say something like, I don't know if I can actually go faster, but, you know, be patient with me, and maybe eventually I will, be faster or something, you know what I mean? So it's, and then again, it's too, another thing to consider is like, especially when it comes to like food preparation, um, a lot of people know that you can't really rush things if you want it to be good. So now I know a lot of the times when it comes to restaurants, they have expectations of customers ordering certain things. So they're gonna be like preparing noodles for the day, right? And so that like cuts down on prep time. They don't have to wait for the customers or whatever to have already cooked noodles and stuff. But then like depending on what they order, they're gonna have to make a different kind of soup based off of that. And then that's when you start adding the ingredients and like doing like cooking and stuff. I'm not really somebody that's ever worked in a restaurant myself, so I can only imagine some of the stuff that goes into that, but I do a lot of cooking at home, and so I know it can take a long time to get food prepared properly, so maybe one of the issues could be something along the lines of, especially if he's complaining about like the restaurant opening up, that might just be an issue of him literally not having like a restaurant opener or something like that. Somebody that comes in earlier, like before the restaurant is open, to like make sure things are ready for, you know, the other workers and for the customers. That could be a significant error on his part in management terms. If he doesn't actually have like an opening person to come in like early to take care of those kinds of things. They need to be taken care of, like making sure the dishes are all clean or something like that, maybe, or like, or whatever. Just like, oh, just, I don't know, just kind of like a sub manager or something like that, I guess. Somebody like would report directly to him or whatever, like second command, I guess, if you want to call it that. Maybe that's what you mean by the other managers, but anyways, it kind of almost sounds like maybe like if those are the other managers you're referring to, they might be kind of slackers and like you know, associates, you know, of his or even friends, you know, from longer ago, that where they get along, you know, like emotionally or whatever. And if that's the case, it's just kind of like you're just kind of getting ganged up on at that point, you know what I mean? And there's not a whole lot you can do about it if they're just like, you're just not like buddy with those people, then you're just not part of their group, and they're just naturally not going to treat you good no matter what you do. And, you know, unless you want to like compromise your standards or whatever, and like, you know, do the nice things that like you feel like violate your boundaries or something like that or something. I mean, if it doesn't violate your boundaries, then by all means, you know, try to be more friendly with them, and they'll probably appreciate that. But I mean, it's really hard to say for sure though. There's a lot of people that if you're a little bit friendly to them, then they're gonna expect you to be like super duper friendly, and it's like it's never enough, and it's like they always want more. Like those kinds of people are really frustrating to deal with, but they exist, and unfortunately, more often than not, they're the ones that have the power in their lives. Off topic, but doesn't the first clear mechanic technically discourage exploration? It depends. I mean, it depends on the course that you're playing, really. But yeah, I mean, like, if you, like, for example, if somebody makes, like, a traditional level, and there's, like, a bonus, like, go get the big coins or green mushroom stuff in it, right? Or, like, standard, whatever you want to call it, like, yeah, for sure, like, people wasting their time on that stuff, it's gonna make it harder for them to get the first clear, but again, like if the exploration is required to even beat the course though, then it's another story, right? Because you could like say, you know, just touch the goal, or you could say touch the goal after defeating 3 dry bones, for example. So in that course, like I built the course where you cannot pass unless you've explored, right? So it's a little bit different. It's not exactly punishing exploration anymore. Now it's rewarding, which is exactly why I build those kinds of courses in the first place. So, yeah. And it also tends to be why, even though I haven't really necessarily been a great speedrunner of new course first clears, I haven't been a terrible one either. It's like, I am genuinely a pretty slow player, and I do make lots of mistakes. But sometimes the exploration... Why can't I figure out where this block is? I should be swinging the tail. Lacking employees. Yeah, that could be it. Not having an opener and closure must be important. Yeah, like some people, as far as they're concerned, like, they can have boundaries, but not the people around them or something, as far as they're concerned. It's like kind of weird. Or it could also be like the case that they just don't like boundaries in general, but... It's like, generally speaking, we kind of take for granted that we have our own free will. And somewhere along the way, people, like, confuse their own free will sometimes to mean, like, other people need to adapt to them because they have the power or something like that. To force them to adapt or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically like them having a god complex, so that they think that they are, you know, an equivalent to God or whatever. Not necessarily God the creator of the earth or whatever, but, you know, maybe just like, you know, God, like, judge of a court or something like that, for example. Like, as far as they're concerned, you know, like, if they manage to get into a position like that, or a manager or something like that, people's boss, then as far as they're concerned, you know, they have way more power than everybody else that works there or something like that. As far as they're concerned, their word is like absolute. Their will is absolute in context of the restaurant. So if you don't, you know, follow their rules, and as far as they're concerned, you get out and that kind of thing. So anyway, and you know, at a certain point, it's completely fine to like have rules that shouldn't be violated, you know. Some restaurants might say like no outside food or drink or something like that, you know. So that's something that's definitely within restaurants' rights and stuff. Some people might find that to be like a big turn off as far as like going to a restaurant having rules like that and such, but anyway. And that's okay. Like, if they think that the restaurant owner went too far by requiring, you know, employees or customers to abide by certain rules, and they can just abandon the place, you know, and don't have to go back. But of course, you, as yourself, you know, you're kind of limited in what you can choose right now, perhaps, because you said you couldn't go to Target for work, so now you're working at the restaurant place. So one thing you could do is try to get your manager to, like, in the future, like, I don't know how you would do it exactly. I am the wrong person to ask, but because I have had a horrible history with employment opportunities in general. But now, I will say that a lot of the times, just getting somebody else to speak for you is huge. So maybe like when you were with like your girlfriend or whatever, she might have talked about you to other people, and, you know, as an example, right? So then, like, maybe other people that you work for, if you're, if you make yourself to be a good associate of others, you know, then they'll try to be a good associate of yours, I guess, is one way of putting it. Anyway, I don't know. Well, it's probably not fair for her to say something like you being possessed by demons, like, but I mean, if she's somebody that's like not like, you know, using the same drugs as you are, you know, like cigarettes or marijuana or whatever it is you might do, like, I can sort of see why she would, you know, look down on you for the stuff, like your vices or whatever people want to call that. Um, but yeah, to go ahead and like take the leap that somebody is like not like in control of various things about themselves is like, I don't know. I mean, as for me, when I was getting headaches because of withdrawal from like not eating like potatoes or tomatoes or whatever, like that was uh me not at my best, I guess you could say. But that was also like not necessarily within my control originally. But that's because, you know, lies and stuff, like community acceptance towards, you know, certain types of food, like being, you know, over the top, I guess you could say. I think we want those bombs off, and then we want to jump from a flat level. I think that's what we have to do there. Um, so I mean, like, I can't really speak for you or your girlfriend or for anybody else, but um, it's clear that different food affects us differently, and like some kinds of foods, or like even if it's not even a food, but it's like some sort of substance that's used as a drug or whatever, like um, what I mean to say is everybody has their own standards of living that they go by that is fine for them, but might not be fine for other people. You know, I mean, we're all so different people. So, like, I don't know if there's actually any sort of like, you know, redeeming qualities to like tobacco or like marijuana or whatever. You know, supposedly there are, like for marijuana, for example, or like alcohol as well. But whether or not that stuff is actually, you know, fine or not for various people, it's definitely not going to be fine for other people. And then even if it is fine, it doesn't mean that there aren't wrong ways to use the substances. Like, certainly it seems like tobacco smoke, for example, you know, like cigarettes and cigars or something like that. If you were to take in, you know, and exhale, that kind of stuff, it's not good for the people around you, so it's basically toxic. So even if there were a good way of partaking of such a substance, people aren't habitually doing that, or like that's not the common practice. That's instead the common practice is to do it the wrong way, if there even is a right way. I don't know, but and maybe that's just sometimes like us being limited in humans with our understanding. Like maybe we haven't found the right way to use the product or something. That could totally be a thing, but whatever the case, um, it's, I feel like it's really easy to like have, I think people underestimate, like what I was talking about with you before earlier in the other stream, like, you know, stuff like tomatoes and potatoes and stuff was baked into our diet, like, from a young age. Like, we had no idea, and neither did our parents fed that stuff to us, which primed them to get addicted. So, like, I never took a cigarette myself or anything like that, but, you know, I have had to deal with, you know, exposure to secondhand smoke, which, you know, bothered me. Oh. And, you know, it bothers other people as well, and, it can certainly, like, give us headaches and that kind of thing, and, can be very disruptive, and I feel like just how corrupting this world is, you know, like, I don't know what kind of, like, religious background or whatever your girlfriend has, but, I feel like in general it's going to be extremely presumptuous to just say that other people are definitely possessed by demons or something like that. And like certainly if they don't have a firm grasp on their identity as a human, that could be an issue as well. I mean, like all of us humans, we are very imperfect. You know, people are like having that as. Let me phrase it this way: if like all of us make mistakes, and if we can't admit that, then there's a problem with the people that cannot admit to their mistakes. So I mean, and I think we might have talked about this before, but I think you said something like your girlfriend does not admit to mistakes. You know, and I think a lot of like the time like managers, you know, of restaurants or whatever, they're probably not going to be admitting to their mistakes very often either. And try to like, as far as they're concerned, they think that to maintain their position, they have to look good in front of everybody. And if they admit to a mistake, then that means they're going to look bad. And so like, it seems like everything's always just like a war to see who looks the best. And if you're not participating in that war, then people will probably try to pick on you, I guess, right? So, like, you do want to, like, sort of, like, exhibit, like, good performance. Like, you don't necessarily need to be sneaky about it or anything, but, and, like, if people, like, actually ask you questions like that, like, do you think that you're a good worker or something like that, you know, your answer should be like, yeah, I think I'm good enough or something like that, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be like you thinking like false humility or something like that, which could potentially, depending on the context, be the answer they're looking for, surprisingly enough. So it's like, honestly, like, job stuff can be really complicated and annoying, to be perfectly honest, and I just kind of, all around, I just kind of get disgusted with all, like, the politics of that kind of stuff, but whatever. Um, your sister has extremely sensitive food reactions. Oh yeah, so, oh that's unfortunate. But that does make sense, because, you know, I think you were saying, I'm surprised though, because you said something the other day, I don't know if you were trolling or not, but in the other person's chat, you were saying, like, your family is abusive. I'm not sure exactly what you meant by that, but, you know, I suppose everybody's, like, opinion of, like, what abusive is, you know, their own, and they have the right to that, but at the same time, I think it would make sense for us to, like, clarify, you know, what that abuse looks like, just to avoid any, like, confusion or, like, unnecessary assumptions, you know, because somebody, like, abuse might be one thing, and somebody else, you're like, well, that's not abuse, which, you know, they would be wrong, probably, but, the point is that once you, like, you know, use a word like that, people could potentially get the wrong idea of exactly what you mean by that. So, I am a little bit curious, but if you don't necessarily want to talk about it either here or somewhere else, that's understandable, it's fine. Oh, I think we want that at, like, I don't know what angle we want that at. But that was too flat. We need a better angle than that. Well, I mean, it's always gonna be flat. It was too... Both ends were too close to each other along a different axis. The x-axis. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, I would imagine that maybe like, I mean, I'm not sure if you're actually still here because you stopped typing, but maybe you're just thinking about something. But um, given the limited amount of information you've given me, I would imagine that your ex-girlfriend regards like whatever sort of I don't know how you want to put it, like sort of like religious mindset or attitude or whatever that you might have or don't have or whatever. She regards that as like being like an affront to her non-religious viewpoint potentially, and so that could be like why she could accuse you of that. Whether or not she actually suspects it, I have no idea. I mean, because she could be like accusing you just to get a rise out of you, right? Um, just like she wants to see how you'd react if she says something like that. I mean, I guess that's what I'd say is the reason why she say something like that. But it could also just be like she thinks maybe like her supposed abstinence from like religion like would protect her potentially could be something that she would falsely think, I suppose. Which, I mean, anybody that thinks that they are not in fact religious is just fooling themselves. At the end of the day, like, I don't care what label you put on it, people that say they are not religious are not telling the truth. Because that's how false gods exist, you know? If you don't worship the right god, then you're just worshiping some other god, right? And so then even if you're a human that happens to be God, then at the very least you would be worshiping yourself, you know? And typically speaking, we use the word plural because you are worshiping, if you're not worshiping the one true God, then you probably are worshiping more than one God, even if you don't think you are. So that could mean that you could be worshiping yourself and, you know, others, you know, that aren't, you know, there to actually be your creator when you have your best interests at heart or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, the false gods are named that because they are not like God. That's the bottom line, and so. No! I think I'm supposed to fly there. Okay, well, apparently we don't have to fly there. Oops. Oh! Yeah. By flying there, we avoid the embarrassment of dying to the invisible ladder. When I play the SMB3 castle tile set, I can't help but be reminded of talk about like river being full of blood or whatever. That was in the Book of Revelation somewhere. I don't even remember what chapter it was anymore, but I also think of like some of the poison water in this game. Sometimes it looks like blueberry juice or whatever. I can take a hit here. Here. Jump over here! Get over here, take out that guy. Take out the bombs. Okay, we're up here. We didn't get particularly high there. Oh, what? What? Is there a Lakitu? Oh, I don't know what that is, but anyway, probably is a Lakitu. Or whatever those things are called. Are we... Where's... Dude, this is cruel. I don't know where we're going. Where's our invisible ladder, bro? Ah. Oh. Well, fewer people from my followed list are actually still streaming right now. Interesting. Oh, that's okay. We don't need to worry about that. Whoa, big message. What? You guys have permission to ban anybody that's labeled a possible ban evader, by the way. If I want to override your decision, I can simply just unban them and send them a message apologizing, so that's definitely one of those things that you don't have to think twice about. If you want to use your mod privilege that way, then you can do so and I don't get annoyed with you about it. I'm assuming you guys can see possible ban evader tag as well. Where's my Lakitu? He's not throwing bombs at me. Bro, this level's jammed. Maybe this didn't fly up. I don't know, that is weird. I never actually saw him, is the thing, but I know he exists up there somewhere. Oh. Oops. Wow. Oops, that's not what it's trying to do, but I guess it kind of works, sort of. Oops. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Alright, what are we doing? Where's our out? Why is it over there? Because we're in a rush, I don't think the invisible blocks are appropriate. The lava kills the player, it's just way too unfair. This does not belong in Endless Challenge. Anybody that likes this level should be ashamed of themselves. I don't mind playing it. But it reminds me of Hollow Knight, to be perfectly honest, so... I mean, if I really wanted to be hypercritical of my decision, I should like it because people like Hollow Knight, but I never beat the first Hollow Knight, and I specifically didn't beat it because it felt very unfair, so... Well, I probably could beat it if I just didn't give up, but unfairness made me want to give up, so... Maybe we'll draw a picture of the main character from Hollow Knight that you play as for this comment for this level. Like, if it were just the hidden blocks, or just the falling or rising lava, I wouldn't care. But the combination of the two is just not okay. That's right. We probably have time to avoid that leaf, but maybe it'll be. I certainly hope there'll be more because I'm about to die. Bombs were... they were just falling. Is that really what was happening? So what, they were like despawning or something and respawning? That's horrifying. Why was that what was happening instead of Kiku throwing them up? Whatever. Like, that doesn't make sense, but probably doesn't happen usually to players or something like that. Oh, what a bad jump that was. Well, we definitely made a lot of progress. Maybe we should postpone it for now and get back to building. I think we will. Maybe we should save this for tomorrow and call it part of the Wi-Fi Wednesday, but I kind of don't want to. I'd rather just play it today, but it's really not that hard. I don't think I need to sleep on it. It's just... it's kind of grindy and not particularly fair, so it's just... I don't know, maybe I'll change my tune if I can, like, touch it or something, but... I'm not sure this level even has one, because the world records... I mean, not that people wouldn't do a deathless run, but that's not the point. It just seems like it's not there, probably. Whoops. Oh, that's not good. That's gonna make this part trickier, I suppose. Oh, actually, we can get the lead. There's one right above this next platform. Well, I can't fly it there, but that's okay. We can just go. Okay, I don't remember why I died last time, but oops. What a terrible jump that was. And can't, and now we can. Anyways, oh! This made quite a bit of Ryu Cars courses. Probably was inspired by that guy to build something like this. Anyways, oh. Wow, I keep jumping bad. Oops. Oh, sorry guys. I'm slapping the microphone. I need to pee. That's why I'm getting so fidgety. Be right back. Well, nobody else is really here, so that's fine. You can send it if you want to do that. Hello there, MedQ, how's it going? Or you want to Travis Smurf accounts or something? Dude, I really don't like the beginning of this course. Like, I don't understand why this course doesn't have any checkpoints in it at all. I guess if it was a checkpoint and we used it, it would reset the lava when we use it, which would make the level a lot easier, which would then mean that Deathless would be very difficult compared to just beating the course normally. I've built courses like that before myself, but that's not a very popular choice for makers to go for, I've noticed. Their course designs. I did that with my 7-1 on my 3D World, only Super World. Oh. I'm supposed to jump on those donut blocks higher than that, so that way I have more room to maneuver after jumping on the platform. I'm having a hard time timing this. Oh. There we go, that's the way to do it. Whoa, Ludenberg, what's up? Why does your name have such a long prefix? I don't know if you noticed or not, but viewer levels didn't like your code. You probably typed it in incorrectly. Hold up. Who are you even talking to, dude? Um, uh, um, just a moment. I need to add that guy to the list of people that are, whose messages don't show up on screen. Okay, I didn't really feel like typing in the number of seconds or whatever, and besides, now that I think about it, doing it that way with the mouse is actually better because I don't know how long it'll take me to actually type in the name or copy and paste it or whatever until it's already done. Okay, let's go over here. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think that's what you meant, but... Oops. Whoa, okay. Lots of fire. Bruh. Are we... What is all this? This is a very long vine. Ouch. Okay, so we're back to the womp jumps. Or donut block womp jumps, whatever you call them. I don't really like this setup, but I don't really see very good. Oh, what is all this? This is gross. This is horrifying. I can't see very good. I'm about to run out of time. Oh, dude! That's so not fair! Well, anyway. I really don't want to play Hearthstone right now. Alright, Alright, at least I got to the end. That's progress. I don't even know how close I am to it, to be honest, but... Oh, I think we, like, got to the goal room, didn't we? Yeah, at the end, there's, like, this awkward spot where you have to do one of these donut block jumps, but, we can't see Bowser's fire coming in, so... It's really nasty. Ah. Oh, do you want it to have the bot badge? Well, I'm not Twitch staff, so you're talking to the wrong person. Maybe if I was a partnered streamer, then my chat would get monitored more. But I'm just an affiliate streamer, so any messages you type to me, Twitch staff is very likely to not really think that those messages are intended for them. I guess what I mean to say is that it's very rare that they'll be lurking in my channel, and even if they were, they wouldn't tell any of us about it, I guess. I'm pretty sure Twitch staff, like, can be invisible if they want to. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, if you were like some sort of like undercover Twitch staff trying to like bait out feedback on that, then this is the wrong way to do it, because I haven't looked at badges in ages. Like, I don't really think too much about them. I mean, if it's not a subscriber badge or a bits badge, I generally don't care. I will say this much, I wish they would let us customize the founder badges. I don't know why they won't let us do that. I mean, I don't mind the fact that it says first. Even if that were like a requirement for the editing of the founder badge, I would still like to be able to edit it. I don't really like the default appearance. If I had to make it say first, that's fine. I'll at least make it look better than how it currently looks. Just like stylize it according to my own channel would be great. Whoa. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, a founder's badge is a badge that's given to like the first like 10 or so subscribers of a channel that aren't gift subs. So in other words, like people that actually spent their own money to subscribe, those people are founders. I don't even have my founders list filled up yet. I think I only have like maybe 3 founders. I'm not exactly sure how many I have, but it's not very many of them. In any case. But yeah, anybody that does have the founders badge, it's like they have to like accept the fact that their founder's badge sucks compared to the actual subscriber badge. So it's like, how are you going to incentivize people to become a founder or a subscriber in general if all the subscriber badges that are available to people that actually want to spend their own money are terrible? You know what I mean? Like, I can't blame anybody for not wanting to sub when it's like, oh, but then you just get that stupid first badge instead of the awesome one that I have. Well, I guess you guys start off with like a green one, and if you subscribe for enough months, then you get a gold one like I have. Is how it works, but I could, you know, add more colors. I just don't really feel like it. I think I set it up so if you are subscribed for a 6th month, then you do get the gold badge. If I remember correctly, that's how it's set up. I feel like half of a year of subscribing, like, deserves it. But, oh no, only a single donut block at a time? That's wild. Okay, well, maybe this is because I moved back and forth. But... I like the idea of the Founder's Badge, for sure. I just wish it were customizable, that's all I'm saying. I have heard some people saying that they want to, like, get the Moderator Badge, or the Broadcaster Badge, customized. I don't really know if that's necessary personally. I think they're okay as they are. And so by that same extension, I suppose you could argue that Founders badges are special as well, so... But, eh, I don't really care. I still want to customize it. But anyways, I suppose if it really mattered to a founder to have like a custom badge, I guess they could always just like donate bits and get a bit badge that they can wear if they want. So I guess it's not the end of the world. Now that I think about it, I suppose I could. Like, that's the thing, like, if I wanted to make a custom bits badge, for people to select, and then, like, make it say first, like, anybody could get that then, and it would say first. That would be so silly. And people would get, like, pretend, hey, I'm a founder. Actually, honestly, that's probably a horrible idea, because Twitch would be like, nah, we don't want you to pretending that, like, letting viewers pretend that they're founders of a channel or whatever. Like, that's not cool, dude. And then take away your rights to, like, upload emotes or whatever after that. So I don't think I would do that. But it's just an interesting thing to think about. Anyways, I died earlier because I forgot about the invisible ladder. I don't even know what I was thinking at the time. It's... Anyways. I'll look at chat in a bit. I'm just trying to, like, focus on this level right now. Trying to, like, get in the zone, so to speak. Oh, no! So much for focusing. Yeah, no, I was agreeing with you, Alyssa, that I don't know, I didn't really say that, maybe, but I guess you just spelled out exactly what I was thinking, so I suppose I appreciate that. But anyways, yeah, like, both broadcaster and moderator badges, I feel like it's probably important for people to recognize it. As for founder badge, I kind of agree, which is why I say that if there was the standard that it has to say first, then I think it would be fine, you know what I mean? So, that's just what I think anyway. I don't know, maybe even like just letting the streamers choose the color of the founder badge would be nice. Like, I'm not saying that that's definitely, like, good enough, but it would be better than what we have currently, in any case. Yeah, Nightbot is another bot, by the way. I'm not sure if you, like, annoyed him on purpose or something, but... Anyway. Whoa. Didn't I have a chat rule about there being, like, a maximum number of emotes? Or did I get rid of that chat rule? I'm pretty sure that chat rule is still there, isn't it? Ugh, it's been a while since I looked at it. I don't know, maybe people are just, being testy today. Like, oh, can I get away with violating the chat rule? Let me try. I'm sure you weren't the only one today that was like that. Yeah, because there was somebody else that, like, adds their level and then, like, hangs around just long enough to get their level called out and doesn't say anything after that. It's like, I'm not even sure if they were watching at that point, you know? But they definitely didn't read the chat rule. Or else they would have forgotten about it. Ah. Nightbot is sometimes programmed to be silly, I suppose. Honestly, I think Nightbot does a great job, in general. If you have any issues with them, just, like, get the app. There's a PC app you can download, and you can customize it to better suit your streaming needs. Honestly, I could probably stand to customize it a little bit more, but I think it's probably fine the way it is right now. I actually, just today, I think, added that whole, like, sort of, like, reminder to people that, like, forgot what the chat rule was or whatever, that they need to respond when they're labeled as online and I select their course. Because honestly, if you guys are too busy to watch me play your level, that is fine. I will still maybe play your level, there's no guarantee of it, but I might. But like, if you like pretend to be here and then just aren't, that's where we're gonna have an issue where I'm more likely to just, you know, like, mark your level as skipped or something, you know, endlessly postpone it or something. Could be a possibility, but anyway, just like, yeah, generally speaking, I am more likely to postpone a level if the person is simply lurking, you know what I mean? Like, lurking is totally cool, you can get postponed, but then if you're just like, leave as soon as your level got selected, that's what the 6 minutes is for, right? The 6 minutes is like saying, like, okay, we've confirmed that the person left and wasn't watching me play their level, therefore, we know that we can skip it now. It's kind of like, sort of what I'm trying to say here, is that, I mean, I could do whatever I want during that 6 minutes. I could hunt down first clear attempts. I could go back to building a level if that's what I was doing. We could get caught up on chat. There's so many things I could be doing while waiting for people to confirm their readiness. And I'm never gonna be, like, just do nothing while waiting for that 6 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how some streamers think it's okay to just, like, call someone out and just do absolutely nothing for, like, 2 minutes. Like, how boring is that for the viewers? Like, wait for somebody to respond? Like, no, that's not what I want to do for my channel, you know what I mean? Like, I want to try to keep things interesting, even if it is playing, you know, Mario Maker 2 and dying a lot on the same screen. At least they can hope that maybe I'll make some progress. It's not guaranteed, but they won't know if I'm gonna make progress or not if they look away, I guess, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, I guess this is a little... Even if it's just for the sake of, like, gambling away your hormonal feelings, or... Well, I don't even know what I'm saying. Gambling away emotions or something? How does that even work? I'm not one of those viewers that this kind of thing appeals to be honest. I would just get bored. Just watching someone die on the same screen over and over and over again. That's why I booed this level. It's not very fair. But at the same time, it's not the worst, you know, gameplay experience. I could definitely think of a lot of games that are much worse than this level, but this isn't what I think is something Mario makers should strive for either with their level designs, so... I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, if I was like if I actually was a partnered streamer, I'd probably just say, I've booed your level, you want to re-upload it if you want to make me play it, but like, nobody really cares what I think. I'm not a partnered Mario Maker streamer. I'm not going to change the community by telling people, you know, stop building stuff like this. They're just going to keep building it anyways. For those of you that don't already know, if you rewind the stream, you would find out that I said, this level is, not fair because it combines, a lack of proper knowledge or vision with the rising lava. It does it in multiple ways, but basically the concept is, like, there's stuff in the course that's forcing the player to slow down because they don't know the course, whether that's invisible ladders or just stuff being off screen. But either way, they have to slow down or else. But then, if they slow down, they die anyways. So that's just like, you can't win situation, basically. Because if you slow down, the lava takes you. If you don't slow down, then you guessed incorrectly about where to go and when to go or whatever. It's just... yeah. Anyway, yeah, not knowing where the invisible blocks are is a huge pain point. But yeah, I got all the way to the goal room, so it'd be kind of silly if I backed out now. Plus, this guy has been known to send little money people's way every once in a while, blah blah blah, whatever. This is kind of like, as I've said before in another stream, playing these levels is kind of like being part of hard mode club, I guess you could say. Like, a lot of people get, I guess you could say, bribed into playing these levels or whatever. And although he doesn't necessarily, like, bribe me to play his levels in general, like, I guess you could say he bribes me to upload courses to YouTube sometimes, right? So, it's not really the same thing, but it's similar. Dude, sometimes these bombs don't want to fall down from that bridge, and I messed up and let that other bomb fall down from there. I feel so frustrated. Anyways, I'm not making any progress right now. I'm very distracted talking to people, and I've played this level so many times today, I'm just getting sick of it. I'll play it again tomorrow. Oops, that's not how you type that. That's not how you type it either. Yeah, that's true. And that's fine, like, if people need to go to bed or do whatever it is they need to do, more power to them. I just don't want them to be liars about it. That's... okay, that wasn't actually a comment drawing, that was just me writing a word without typing it. Anyways, what were we doing? Okay, so we played that level. I guess we'll mark it as completed. Alright, who's up next? It's Owlman is here. Okay. Owlman is here, are you ready? You just said GG, so you probably are. You said don't forget the drawing. Did I... already start playing that level? I'm pretty sure it was like a really hard one that I just hadn't beat yet. And I gave it a boo. Because it's the rising lava and invisible blocks. And I got all the way to the goal room, but it's a very tough ending. And some of this stuff is, I'm really not very good at, like waiting for these donut platform. This is such a frustrating course. Let's switch to Luigi, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh. Oops. I need to... I really need to change my setup. Um, I'm gonna be getting new stuff to be able to change my setup soon. I actually got a capture card thingy, but it's like um but I don't have the power plugin thingy yet. Anyways, and also like I'm just sort of I don't want to say I'm like organizationally unhinged right now, and I'm trying to like find the hinges to my organization, if that makes sense. Like I just ah if I had it all together, then I would not be like uh accidentally bumping my capture card so that way my uh broadcasting program freaks out or whatever, you know what I mean? Like everything would like have its proper place and I wouldn't be like moving things around back and forth again and again like I'm doing right now. Anyway, we're allowed to take damage there. I'm just gonna go and use these blocks. Oh! Ah! Running out of time. I don't like those falling bombs at all. They're so annoying. What's next? I don't remember what's next. Oh dear. This is the part that makes me wish I still had power-ups. Holy crap! Okay, maybe I gotta go above. Oh! Oh! Okay, well, I almost got through there. I just needed to jump back on the platform. Loopy jump. Loopy jumps. Ow! Oh, I didn't notice the thing happening. Dude, I get so focused on the game. Okay. Okay. Come on, Luigi, stop messing up. Jerk. Wow. Okay, whatever. Oh. Okay. That worked somehow. Whoa. Okay. You know, maybe I'll just do that from now on. That makes this part easier. Oh. Whatever. Okay, I'm big. Okay, this is the part where we really want to have our raccoon suit. Not only do I not have it, and I'm not even big. I think it's because we literally could not see the thing, or could we? I mean, it was okay. No, we could see it. I guess I just chose the wrong time to just go. Really, like I didn't have to get hit by that. I could have just waited another round. Mm. Display comments is currently turned off. That's because the comments were getting in my way, weren't they? Yeah. I guess that means I'm gonna have to leave a comment at the start, or nobody's gonna see it. Because everybody's gonna turn off the comments. Some people had to go ahead and ruin it for everyone else by putting their comments in places that block our vision of the jumps. Anyways, this chair that I got, it's kind of terrible. I don't like it. It's not like 14 inches high like it's supposed to be. Yeah, I might be able to fix the chair, I guess, like give it an upgrade or something, but I think that's gonna take a lot of work. Yeah, I was talking about this the other week. I really wanted to get a new chair, and so I did, but They just sent me this weird, like... Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it weird, but, like... They just send me it, like, compressed, so it has to, like, decompress by, like, taking it out of the wrapping and all that. The box and such, and... It's just... I feel like they didn't make sure that the thing was the correct size before they put it in the package, you know what I mean? Like before they compressed it, like it wasn't the correct size, I feel like. Because decompressed is not the right size, so... There's something wrong with it. I'm not really in charge of designing this chair or whatever, so I can't tell you exactly what the problem is, but if I had to guess, it's probably just missing some material. Ah, dude, that wasn't even an edgy jump. There we go. Finally got past that first jump. Ugh, I was doing kind of okay on that earlier. Ugh. How much harder do you think that jump is that I died at before? My daily PB, if you want to call it that, or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense. But whatever. Oh! Okay. Let's try and keep a raccoon suit. I don't think this will help very much, but... Nah, definitely doesn't work that way. No, come on. I feel like I'm doing that wrong. Let me take a look at this. Okay, so actually, if I'm standing on that second one, we have a good amount of time to wait. Yeah, we can just wait and then jump, and then it's fine. That's what I need to be doing. Uh... Okay, now I'm big at least, so I don't have to worry about the fireballs as much. Or even Bowser himself. Okay, we got it. Ugh. Man, that course was intense. Okay. Why don't we see the comments right now? It's because I didn't walk into range. Okay. Alright, so just leave one here. Anyways, I feel like that's not what I was trying to draw. Let's try again. Whatever. It's not even, hold up. I wanna trim that part off or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm seriously unhinged. I don't think I can actually do a decent drawing. Uh, hmm. I was just thinking about how a lot of people in the world, they really enjoy, like, insulting other people. I was kind of thinking of, like, one of those victims from the video game I was playing yesterday. Like, I feel like that victim got insulted. What am I even drawing right now? What am I even drawing right now? Uh... Like, I'm just thinking there's so many people that, like, uh, get taken advantage of. Like, their life doesn't go the way they want it to. And other people will make fun of them for that. But I guess the sad reality is their life doesn't go the way they want it to either. They'll pretend like it is until they can't pretend anymore or something like that. Anyway, anyway, I ended up defeating that big bad woman villain from yesterday's stream for anybody that was watching the iLuvHatred 0 or was wondering what we were talking about. I defeated her. She was sucking out the life force from people and making fun of them while she was doing it sometimes. Well, before, and after, or during she was doing it, I guess you could say. Anyway, but yeah, she gave me Yavala vibes from the Outpost. Because Yavala was like getting some sort of alien power called a Kinge in that show. What am I doing? This looks so weird. I don't know why I'm doing this. Dude, I can't draw normally right now. I just can't. I'm so emotionally unhinged right now. I'm so triggered. I guess you can blame the Octopath game for that. I don't know. There's supposed to be a lava bubble. Draw like a vine or something. I don't know. I just draw a green ladder. We'll call it a vine. Whatever. Am I still streaming? Nobody's saying anything. Anyways, oh, somebody typed something. Uh, is it just me, or does it just feel like this drawing tool is not as thick as it used to be? It's probably just a matter of perspective. Hmm. I'm definitely farther away from the screen than I was before because I'm sitting in the chair and I moved it since when I first got it, which, well, I probably should move it back, but I kind of can't right now, I guess, because there's, anyway, it's a long story. Well, I'm just a bad planner sometimes. Okay, this is a terrible drawing. At this point, I don't even care. We're just, yeah, this is a vine. Uh, my mind is racing. It's like playing like a Phineas and Ferb theme song now. I'm not really sure why that in particular. Now it's playing Dexter's Lab. And Samurai Jack. Cartoon Network. Am I reminding myself of Cartoon Network with my drawing somehow? I don't know. Anyway, How does one draw a leaf? I'm not sure. Maybe it looks a little like that. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I need help. The game called Life is too hard. I wish I was better at crying. Like, literally, I get so dry. It's kind of hard to even produce tears, basically. I don't know. Don't ask me why I'm doing this. I just, this is like sideways lava because why not? Um, let's draw some more lava. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's draw more lava. Wow. Hmm. I really shouldn't be spending this much time on this drawing, but at the same time, I don't really care. I feel like this is kind of therapeutic for me, even if... I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying. Yo, welcome on in, first time chatter. How's it going? Mm. I don't remember what it was that triggered me in that game earlier today, but something triggered me. And only now I'm crying about it. Well, I mean, I almost cried about it earlier, but the tears just didn't come. But now they're actually coming while I'm drawing this. Anyway, whatever. I mean, it's not a lot of tears, but it's not nothing. So. Anyway, Oh, alright, there's your drawing. That's all, that's the best I can do for now. Got Nintendo Online after 3 years of not playing Mario Maker and decided to make a standard level. Oh. You only have like one account, then I'm guessing. How many courses you got on it, I wonder, or is it just your first? Anyways, I wonder how many courses I have right now. I guess we'll just click the play button so we can see what the comment looks like, and then we'll move on. Anyway, alright.